Let's bring in the Victorian Shadow Treasurer and member for Brighton now, James Newbury. I wanted to talk to James tonight again about these protests. James, thanks for your time. Yesterday again, streets of Melbourne shut down. It happens every weekend. It's been going for 2 years now. You've got the National Gallery of Victoria, which was forced into lockdown. You've got these protesters presumably turning up there because of the great donations made by John Gandel, a prominent Melbourne Jew who has donated so much money. Why won't the new police commissioner commit to getting a permit system in place so that if you're going to have these marches, they've got to actually ask the police permission?
It's a great question, and the first question I think we were all asking this morning when he ruled out doing that is why we're ruling out fixing the problem. Why was the first thing that he said today that he didn't want new laws which would fix the problem? I mean, every state around Australia has a permit system. New Zealand, where he came from, has a permit system. So I really hope he doesn't rule that out, because I think it will fix the problem. And when you look around other states actually say to these people, and, you know, people have a right to protest, but we know that some of these people are behaving, and let's be frank, like animals. They need to be called out. And in other states, some of them are being proposed with fines. Where they commit damage, they get fined for it. We can't keep talking about acting and then saying, you know what, we're not going to change the law. You know what, we don't want to do anything about it. Well, I've had a gutful. I think that Victorians have had a gutful. So let's actually get on and do something.
I think you and I both know that poor old Mike Bush has probably been told by Premier Jacinda Allen or a police minister, don't bother asking us for a permit system, we won't give you one. And since he made that comment this morning on radio, James, the Premier of New South Wales, Christopher Minns, has told the Palestinian protesters who are intending to march across the Sydney Harbour Bridge on Sunday, you're not doing that. You're not going to get on the bridge. You're not going to be able to do that. You're going to have to find an alternative route if you want to protest. We're not shutting down the Harbour Bridge. Contrast the two different states and how they deal with this.
Steve, I watched the footage of what happened at Toll today, and it's shocking. It actually reminded me of the 7 October terrorist footage. I mean, this is happening in our streets every single day. You know, I'm a proud Melburnian, a proud Victorian, and I've had a gutful. And I know that the Premier's not standing up and saying she'll stop it. And now the new Commissioner, I'm not having a go, it's his first day in the job, said we're not going to change the laws, we don't want to change the laws. Well, who's going to do something? We're sick of people behaving like this. We want to take our city back. We want the laws to protect good people who go out. I mean, people with their families don't want to go into the city anymore. Businesses are screaming for action. Why is no one acting?
Yeah, and that Toll vision, we just showed it there then. I mean, what's next? Where are they going to attack next? They've already attacked, you know, universities. I mean, this stuff, it's... Michael Kroger said to me last week that he thinks Victoria is now a lawless state. I reckon he's right.
Yeah. Well, in Bayside, we know it's lawless. I mean, aggravated burglaries are the most in inner Melbourne. I mean, it's absolutely lawless. The question I'd ask is, why aren't the laws being fixed? Do you know on protest, the Premier 7 months ago said she'd bring in laws to stop people hiding their faces in these protests. Have we seen those laws? No. And again, I'm not having a go at the Commissioner, but why would we rule out enhancing the laws on day one? Why wouldn't we work out how we can fix it? Because this small number of people, my view, and I know it's harsh, they're behaving like animals. I've had a gutful. I think normal people have had a gutful. So let's do something about it.
Just before you go, James, how the hell does the state government spend $382 million on a secret treaty negotiation with Indigenous Victorians? $382 million. On what?
Well, I'll tell you what. South Australia spent four versus 400. Now, I'll tell you, Victoria spent 400 before we've even got to a treaty. So what have they spent the 400 million on? 400 without doing the treaty. I mean, that's why we're opposed to it as a coalition. What the what the government we know will now do is spend billions of dollars on a treaty. If they're spending $400 on the admin beforehand, we know it's going to be a multi-billion-dollar process, and that's why the government's hiding the figures in terms of the bigger treaty, because we know it's going to be a multi-billion-dollar thing. It's wrong. We're opposed to it. We've said it loudly and clearly, and frankly, Jacinta Allen owns this one, and she's wrong.
Absolutely. James Newbury, thank you very much for that.